The Flow Sports Radio.
What's good, y'all? Matthew Shack and the Flow Sports. We're getting ready to get busy this season. Season 3. Very excited. Glad to have you guys here. Once again, make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. And we're going to get right into it, man. This is by far probably the most excited we've been here for an NFL season to start because of all the moves and everything that was going down throughout the offseason. A lot of crazy things happened, a lot of stuff that went down that we are going to be talking about. But we're going to get right into these games. Tonight, the NFL season opens at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. The world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Man, world champion Philadelphia Eagles, man. You know, salute to all you guys out there in Philly and all you hardcore Philadelphia Eagle fans that I know, man. You guys really, really waited a long time to get that first chip. So enjoy it. And now it's time to defend your title against the Atlanta Falcons. You have the Philadelphia Eagles are a 1-point favorite in regards to this. And we're going to break down exactly why and I think the Eagles are going to win. Okay, you know, out there in ATL, got a lot of people out there in ATL, man. It's not a diatribe against the Falcons. It's just that, man, when you're dealing with the Eagles, you're dealing with a situation with their roster where you got Carson Wentz, who before he got hurt was probably the NFL Rookie of the Year, and then you have his backup Nick Foles, who was the Super Bowl MVP. You know, they're solid. You know, the Eagles are solid. You got Jay Ajayi as the running back. You got a solid defense with Malcolm Jenkins and them boys, Michael Bennett, you know, Fletcher Cox, Chris Long, you know, Halati Noda and all them. Those cats ain't no joke. And I just think that with Matty Ice and them over there with Devontae Freeman, they got good offense, but I don't think they're going to have enough to slow down the Eagles, especially on this opening night at home. So I'm giving the edge to the Eagles. Make sure you tune in tonight. That's going to be on NBC, Thursday Night Football. And make sure you guys are watching that, man, because we're going to be chopping that up. Then we get right to Sunday's games. You got first game we're going to go is Steelers versus the Browns. That's going to be at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. And the way it's looking right now, the Steelers, all you Steeler fans out there that was talking crazy about my Raiders and talking about how Khalil Mack and his holdout and all that situation, it's funny how nobody said anything about Le'Veon Bell not being out. It's the same exact scenario. You know, are you guys going to play that game with him too? And that right there is what needs to be talked about and needs to be discussed. What are you guys going to do? Are you guys just going to let him sit out? You know, are you guys going to try to deal him? Are you guys going to try to franchise tag him at the 11th game? You know, this is a business, and that's what I've been letting everybody know, telling everybody. You know, when you're dealing with football, you're dealing with money. And whatever is best for whatever side is what's going to happen. So that same scenario is being played out. Meanwhile, you got the Browns who have their quarterback, who's Baker Mayfield, who was number 1 pick in the draft. But I don't know whether or not he's going to be playing very much. I think Tyrod Taylor is going to be taking the reins with that. Once again, the Steelers are a 3-point dog on that, a 3-point favorite, I should say. And I'm going to go with the Steelers because I believe in Antonio Brown and I believe in Ben Roethlisberger will be able to, and Juju Smith-Schuster will be able to get some things done. I think that's what's going to happen with that game. All right, we'll move on to the next game. You got the Bengals versus the Colts. They're going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. And we're going to see the return of Andrew Luck, man. That's somebody who we have not seen play football in at least a couple of years, man. I'm very curious to see how he's going to look. Meanwhile, with the Bengals, you got the same old situation with the Bengals where you have their team looking like they look great during the regular season, but then they wind up hitting a wall. You got Andy Dalton, who's still there. You got Giovanni Bernard. You know, you got A.J. Green, which is one of the best receivers in football. And then on defense, you got a solid defense. Carlos Dunlap, Jordan Willis, Geno Atkins. But once again, they're the Bengals, man. I'm not going to give them an opportunity to make me look bad on my own show. So I'm going to go with the Colts with that, man. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think that the Colts are going to go ahead and handle their business with that. We're going to keep moving the chains because that's what we do. All right. You got the Titans versus the Dolphins. They're going to be playing at Hard Rock Stadiums in Miami. And to be honest with you, the Dolphins are a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. I like Ryan Tannehill. They got a pretty good roster. I don't understand why they traded, why they made some of the moves they made, but they still got Frank Gore. Frank Gore, surprisingly, is still a very serviceable running back. Man, he's getting 1,000 yards a season. But as I start looking down their roster, like I'm looking right now, I'm not seeing a whole lot of things. Cameron Wake, I'm seeing a few guys that I think, Kiko Alonso, you guys got some solid people. But in regards to this particular game, that's all we're talking about right now. All we're talking about is this particular game. And I think the Titans, they are a 1.5 point favorite. And I think their roster and what they got going on over there with Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, I think that they're going to win this game without question. I'm looking at who they have. They don't have a whole lot of people who you can sit around there and say Delaney Walker, a few cats, but I just believe in Marcus Mariota, man. I'm going to go ahead and give that victory to Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans. We're going to keep going and keep moving the chains because that's what we do. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Niner Empire, this is the opportunity for us to truly see what Jimmy G has to do. Jimmy Garoppolo, we're going to really see what kind of quarterback he really is. He actually has not lost a game being a starter. He's 9-0. Okay. And I like your receivers. I like Pierre Garçon. And I really, really like Marquise Goodwin. I really like that cat, man. But you guys lost your number one running back with Jerick McKinnon. So I don't know what's going to actually happen unless Jimmy G's just going to air it out. You don't have a whole lot of things going on. You got your defense is pretty cool. You guys got some cool guys on there. DJ Jones, Shelton Day, DeForest Buckner, a couple other cats. But we got to talk about this because you got to understand the Vikings was a very good team last year. You know what I'm saying? And they are favorite, a 6.5 point favorite. And with Kirk Cousins, the way that he came in last year, Kirk Cousins is solid. They got a solid backup in Trevor Siemian. They got Latavius Murray as a running back. I'm looking at their receiving core, pretty decent. Their defense, that's where they got them Wolves at. Them Wolves is on defense. You know what I'm saying? Sheldon Richardson, a couple other cats, Anthony Barr, Kentrell Brothers, a lot of these other guys. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what Jimmy G's going to do. What am I going to say? I'm going to say this is going to be a close game, man. I say it's going to be a really close game, but I'm going to have to give it to the Vikings because they're playing at home. And that's what we do at the Flow Sports Radio Show. We make sure everybody knows what's going down. And we're going to make sure we're going to say exactly what we think and how it goes down. So that's what we're happening in that game. We're going to go to the next game. We're going to move the chains like we always do. We got the Texans and the Patriots. I'm very excited about this game because it's gonna be the return of Deshaun Watson, man, who I thought that every team should have drafted him before the Houston Texans. That guy right there is going to be a future MVP of this league. He's going to be a superstar in this league, and he was cut short with his injury last year, man. I was very disappointed because he was actually really showing what he could do out of Clemson. You still have him coming back. You got you got a serious team with the Texans. You still got J.J. Watt. You still got DeAndre Hopkins. But then again, you're playing against Tom Brady. And when you're playing against Tom Brady, even though I'm looking at his roster and I'm seeing nobody, Julian Edelman is out with a 4-game suspension for PED use or whatever it is that he got caught on. Once again, Patriots always seem to be in the middle of some kind of situation involving things that shouldn't be happening. But with all that being said, Tom Brady, man, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live. They're a 6.5 point favorite. And I'm going to have to go with the Patriots, man. I would not be surprised if the Texans can pull it out, but I got to go with the Patriots, man. I'm keeping my bags right. We're going to keep going and keep moving the chains like we always do and go to the next game. You got the Buccaneers versus the Saints. They're going to be playing at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. And this game is going to be an easy game to pick because the Saints are by far one of the best teams in the NFL. Okay, let's understand that they are a top 5 team. Their team is serious. They led the league in rushing last year with Adam Kamara and Mark Ingram. Okay, you got Drew Brees, who is getting ready to break every passing record that's ever been set in the National Football League. And then they went out and got Teddy Bridgewater, man. That right there was a serious situation. You know, Teddy Bridgewater coming off that knee injury, but he looked real good when he played in the preseason when he was with the Jets. He's 25 years old out of Louisville, man, and he's going to sit back there and he's just going to bide his time and wait for Drew to get done being a first ballot Hall of Famer, and they're going to do what they do. Then you look down the rest of their roster. It's just that you guys the Saints are just, they're loaded. Cameron Jordan on defense, you guys are solid. We're going to see how this all pans out with these other teams. But in regards to this game, man, you got Jameis Winston, who's been suspended for a 4-game suspension again for doing something that seems to be kind of cuckoo. I don't understand what's going on with that brother, man. I like Jameis Winston, but man, you can't keep doing cuckoo stuff when you are a professional football player and you are the franchise player on a team like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay, so Ryan Fitzpatrick, the journeyman, once again, I don't know how this guy continues to keep playing in the league, just playing at a high level, playing for every team under every type of offensive scheme and different coordinators and different teams every damn year. But then again, he's a Harvard graduate. He went to Harvard, 14 years in the league. I like the receivers over at Tampa Bay. You got O.J. Howard, you know what I'm saying? You got Mike Evans, who I really like, and then you got Deshaun Jackson. But it's just not going to be enough, man. It's not going to be enough. I expect the Saints to do the damn thug thizzle, and that's exactly what they're going to do. We're going to keep it moving as we move the chains like we always do. Next game on the roster here we got is the Jaguars versus the Giants. In the Jaguars versus the Giants, they're going to be playing at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And I went to go see the Jaguars last year when we went to NFL Europe, man. And the Jaguars against went to NFL Europe in London and saw them play against the Baltimore Ravens, and they put their foot in their mouth. Okay, they was not playing. The Jaguars are a serious team. And, so you guys out there in Jacksonville, all my family out there in Jacksonville, all y'all Shacks out there in Jacksonville, you guys need to be over there rooting for your team and making sure you guys are showing up for them games. You know what I'm saying? Blake Bortles is doing the damn thing. Leonard Fournette, one of the best backs in the game. TJ Yeldon, Marquise Lee. You just keep going on and on and on and on and on. You guys got a cool team, cool squad. Calais Campbell on defense. Michael Bennett. You got a bunch of other cats on here who I'm looking at, who I know are ballers, who I saw play live last year in London. Those guys are no joke. But with that being said, the Giants are now in rebuild mode in regards to getting back on track. They haven't made the playoffs in several years. You still got Eli Manning, first ballot Hall of Famer. You get what you get with Eli Manning. Eli taketh and Eli giveth. It all depends on what dayeth it iseth. You know what I'm saying? When you're fooling with Eli Manning. But Odell Beckham, you got your money. OBJ, you got that bag. Okay? You're the highest paid receiver in the history of the National Football League. Okay? It's time to get it right, get it tight, homie. You got to make it do what it do. And Saquon Barkley. I messed that boy's name up. Saquon Barkley. That dude right there. I think I'm going to go ahead and predict that he's going to be the NFL Rookie of the Year. If you saw the preseason game where that dude took off and was out of there, he is by far probably the most talented running back to come out of college in recent memory. And the roster's looking cool. So it all boils down to looking at the defense for the Giants. I'm not very, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really impressed, with the defense on that. But like I said before, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Jaguars. Jaguars, I've seen them play live, and they're beasts over there, you know what I'm saying? And they got that beast that beast over there, defensive back over there who nobody wants to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to talk about him, but you got to talk about him. Jalen Ramsey. So it is what it is. So that's what we're going down. We're going to keep it moving as we move the chains like we always do. We're going to go to the next game. Bills versus the Ravens. They're going to be playing MMT Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore is a 7.5 point favorite over the Bills. And I'm going to go with the Ravens, just because the Bills, I really can't. I'm looking at their roster right now. Josh Allen is a rookie quarterback. It's going to be his first game. He's not going to be throwing the pill around a lot. You're going to be giving the ball mostly to LaShawn McCoy. Of course, that boy's a beast. That boy shake him down. But looking at their roster and look at who they got, I just don't see them winning a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you got a rookie. It's kind of a rebuilding situation, even though Josh Allen is a hell of a quarterback, man, coming out of college. But that NFL game speed takes a while for that to occur. And then, with the Ravens, Joe Flacco, he's one of the kind of quarterbacks, he's a Super Bowl champion. You don't know what you're going to get with Joe. It all depends on what day it is. He'll come out there, he'll throw 4 touchdowns or he'll throw 4 interceptions. Okay. But if he doesn't play well, Lamar Jackson, remember that name. The ex Louisville Cardinal, who won the Heisman Trophy. That guy is the next Michael Vick, okay, without question. And they got Michael Crabtree, Willie Snead, a couple other cats on defense. They got the usual suspects on defense, and Terrell Suggs and them cats. And we're gonna go ahead and give it to them, and go ahead and give it to the Ravens. The Ravens should be able to win that game, depending if Joe Flacco can actually hit a receiver or not. But that's another talk show right there. So we're going to keep it moving as we move the chains like we always do. We got the Chiefs versus the Chargers, the AFC West old school shindig. That's going to be at StubHub Center here in Los Angeles, and you got the Chargers as a 3.5-point favorite. I'm going to pick the Chiefs. Okay, I'm gonna pick the Chiefs just because I saw that, man. And I have to say, Patrick Mahomes, that guy, man, he got a gun of an arm. I'm looking at their situation. You got Tyreek Hill, probably the most dangerous cat in the league. Okay, you give him the ball a few times. The running game, cool with Kareem Hunt. He was a 1,000-yard rusher. And I'm looking at their defense. Defense is decent. You know what I'm saying? Decent defense. Eric Berry, once again, the old vet. But, man, the Chargers got the usual suspects. They're going to do what they do. Phillip Rivers, you know what I'm saying? Antonio Gates, the legend. He just got re-signed. I just recently saw him at the mall, man. He still looks like he was in football shape with his kids and his wife. And I was with my wife and saw him. I didn't say anything to him, but I saw him there. And I'm like, man, that boy looked like he could still get out there and at least catch 40 balls. At least catch 40 balls and maybe like 5 touchdowns. You got him. You got Geno Smith as a backup. Man, Charger Nation, you guys better hope that Phillip Rivers don't get hurt, man, because Geno Smith, man, come on, man, we're gonna just keep it real. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the Chiefs in an upset because I think that they got enough firepower to beat them. I think that's what's gonna go down. So we're going to keep it moving as we move the chains as we always do. Next game, we got the Seattle Seahawks versus the Broncos. And they're going to be playing at Bronco Stadium in Denver. And Denver is a 3-point favorite over the Seattle Seahawks. Let's analyze this for a quick second, man. I'm not really feeling that, okay? Your quarterback is Case Keenum, all right? Case Keenum, marginal, okay? Running back Devontae Booker, serviceable. Looking at the defense, of course, you got Von Miller, but you lost a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a Quip Talib anymore. You still got Cliff Harris Jr., Brandon Marshall. Okay, I could see what y'all talking about. I could see why they would be a favorite, but I'm not picking them, man. I'm gonna pick the Seahawks, and the reason why I'm gonna pick the Seahawks in this game as the underdog is because you got Russell Wilson over there, and I just think that they're gonna Tyler Lockett, they got Brandon Marshall too. It seems like there's 80,000 Brandon Marshalls, and I just think that that's gonna be an upset, man. I just don't believe in Case Keenum as your quarterback. I can't do that. I just can't do it. It ain't like John Elway's coming down there suiting up. I can't do that one. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Seahawks on that. Now we're gonna move the chains like we always do and get these first downs like we always do. And we got the Redskins versus the Cardinals. They're going to be playing at the Phoenix Stadium in Glendale. And you have Arizona as a 1-point favorite. This is a toss-up for me. It's a toss-up, man, because I see the Cardinals a lot on TV here in Los Angeles because they're one of the teams that's close by. But I like Sam Bradford. I think he's a solid quarterback. And I'm looking at their roster. Of course, you got the first ballot Hall of Famer, Larry Fitzgerald. But outside of that, I really don't see anything, really. Defense is cool. It's decent. I really don't see anything. But this is about matchups. That's what the NFL is about. Football is about matchups. It's not about, what your favorite team is. It's about matchups. And the Redskins, they match up pretty good with the Redskins, to be honest. Okay? The Redskins, They had Colt McCoy is going to be their quarterback. Okay, you go from Kirk Cousins to Kirk McCoy, and I'm looking at you got Adrian Peterson, who has something to prove, man. But then again, he's just a running back. He's not somebody that's you got to give him the ball. He's going to have to do a lot of work. But looking at this, man, I think this is a toss-up game. But I'm going to lean towards the Cardinals because Colt McCoy, I just can't put my bag on him. I just cannot believe in that cat. That's just not going to go down today. Can't do that one. So we're going to do that. We're going to keep moving the chains like we always do. The next game, we got the Cowboys versus the Panthers. This is going to be a good game, okay? You got Cowboy Nation, and you got Panthers. You got the Panther crew, okay? And Carolina is a three-point favorite. How did the Panthers be a 3-point favorite over the Cowboys? Well, let's analyze this. Let's analyze this real quick. Because first of all, if you've been watching any of the preseason games, Cam Newton has been balling. Cam Newton, I think he finally got his head on straight, man. I think all them crazy colors that he be wearing, in his post games, I think he's starting to kind of be a little bit flamboyant on that field too. And I see that. I see Elijah Hood, great running back. Christian McCaffrey, he's going in his second year. They got some pieces. You know what I'm saying? Defense is looking kind of solid. Brian Cox Jr., you got Julius Peppers, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. Just looking at their roster, man, they cool. They cool. Cowboys, you should not be the Cowboys should not be an underdog, a 3-point underdog in this game. Okay, there's no reason why the Cowboys should be an underdog. Okay, Dak Prescott, no problems with Dak. In Dak we trust. That's what Cowboy Nation always says. You got Ezekiel Elliott, no suspensions. Hopefully Zeke will keep his nose clean and stay out of trouble. But Tavon Austin, Zeke, I'm looking at what you guys got. Terrence Williams, come on, man. Defense, who y'all got? Look at, Cowboy, y'all defense, man. I'm not feeling what I'm seeing defensively. Okay, maybe that's why. What did the Cowboys address in off season? Carolina 3-point favorites. Man, I can see the Cowboys winning this game now, but I got to take it to Charlotte because Charlotte's at home. Take it to the Panthers. We'll keep it moving as we move the chains. The next game, old school NFL matchup. Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. And this will be the first game that we will see Khalil Mack playing for the Bears. I've done countless posts about that. We've talked about the Khalil Mack trade from Oakland to the Bears and what it meant. If you guys want to know what's been said, make sure you go by and check the previous posts that we've had in the previous shows that we've done in regards to that. But Khalil Mack is going to be a problem for the Packers for years to come. He's going to be chasing Aaron Rodgers around the rest of his career, okay? But with that being said, you're dealing with that bad man Aaron Rodgers. They are a 7.5-point favorite, okay? And the Bears are going to lose this game because the Bears, they're not a great team at all, okay? They're just not. Okay, you got Khalil Mack, the best defender in football. Let's not get that misconstrued. He is the best defender in football, but he doesn't touch the ball unless there's a turnover. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, you got Darius Jackson running the ball. I'm just looking at their roster. Jimmy Graham is over there now. Damn, they got Jimmy Graham. Mercedes Lewis, and defense, Muhammad Wickerson. They're gonna win this game, man. There's not gonna be a whole lot to talk about, man. And in regards to the Bears, you guys got a rookie quarterback, man. Okay, Mitchell Trubisky. Well, actually, he's not a rookie quarterback. His second year. He's cool. Mitchell's cool. But after that, what y'all got? You don't got nothing. You ain't got nothing, man. You ain't got nothing. So that's it. That's all with that. Go ahead and go with the Packers. We're going to keep it moving as we move the chains, as we always do. We're getting through this schedule very quickly, as you can see. Jets versus the Lions. Ford Field, Detroit. Do we really need to review this game? Like, this is a game that it shouldn't even be a game. You have the Jets. They're horrible. You have the Lions, and they're horrible. Like, who's going to really... unless you're fans of these teams, who cares? We don't care, man. We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn, man. Who do I think's going to win? Detroit's a 6.5 point favorite. Who cares? Who cares, man? Whatever, man. You could flip a coin on this one. I hate being wrong, so I'll go with the odds and say that the Lions are going to win, man. But I'm not even going to review that game, man. It's just a waste of damn time. And then the last game, the first Monday night game of the season, the Oakland Raiders versus the Los Angeles Rams in the Oakland Coliseum. It's going to be crazy in the black hole. It's going to be off the hook. I went to the preseason game, Raiders and Rams here in Los Angeles. Of course, they didn't play any of their starters, but that juice is there. That butting of heads with those two teams are there. That tension is there. And with John Gruden making his return as a coach for the Oakland Raiders for the first time in 17 years, and the trade of Khalil Mack, the Raiders' best player, the Raiders are now being looked at as straight garbage as far as everybody else that's concerned. Everyone who isn't a part of Raider Nation has no belief in the Raiders. Before the season started, I was in Las Vegas. I put some money down on the Raiders at 20-1 odds to win the Super Bowl because that's good odds. Now my bet has went up to 40-1. All right. But at the end of the damn day, you still got to play the games. Still got Derek Carr. Still got Marshawn Lynch. Still got, Jordy Nelson over there. Still got Amari Cooper over there. Still got some things happening. Defensively, they weren't good with Khalil Mack. They haven't made the playoffs. Only made the playoffs once in 15 years. Okay, and since Khalil Mack has been, they only made the playoffs once in 4 years that he was a player. With all that being said, the Rams are the Rams, man. The Rams are a juggernaut machine. Todd Gurley, Jared Goff, the list goes on and on with them. Aaron Donald. They are going to be a problem in that NFC. I'm telling you guys that now. If you're a fan of the NFC and you're not a fan of the Rams, you better be making sure you're paying attention to what the Rams are doing. Okay, I'm just looking at their roster. Brandon Cooks, man, it's just ridiculous what they got over there, man. It's kind of unfair how good they are. So we got to get down to what we think. Hey, here on the Flow Sports, we're aficionados. We got to go with what we believe, and I really believe the Raiders got something to prove, man. And I think that me being at that game, I saw the Raiders have an opportunity to win that game. I'm gonna bet on the Raiders offense against the Rams defense, and I'm gonna go with the Raiders, even though they're a 4-point underdog. I'm gonna go with the Raiders in a close one. And that's it. We got through the entire first week. We're gonna be doing these shows every Tuesday and every Saturday, so we can cover the gamut of all the games and get an opportunity to talk to you guys. Please leave any of your comments, anything you think that we can do to make this experience better for everyone. And also we want to talk some serious sports. We just don't talk football, but we're talking football right now because that's what's popping. But anything else y'all want to talk about, feel free to chime in, and we're going to get to it. So once again, we're back, man. Season 3. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. But until then, game on. Game on.